So guys, I wanted to talk Carl Froch and Amir Khan. You know, Carl Froch was given an interview I saw, I think it was Head Movement TV, I think, and I never really understood what Amir Khan and Carl Froch's beef has been, or especially Carl Froch towards it. Carl Froch has always seemed to me like he's got a problem with Khan. He always tries to mention that when he's talking about Khan, that everyone gives me a lot of stick, that I always give Amir Khan stick. So he's acknowledging the fact that people are realizing that he gives Khan a lot of stick. Now I don't know why. I don't know why, you know, Carl Froch has why he seems so envious towards Khan, because they're not in the same weight division. But from day dot, since Khan was doing his thing from day dot, Carl Froch had something against him. I don't know what. I don't know why. I don't know whether there's something went on before that, you know, they had some... I don't know. I genuinely don't know. But it seems to me like Carl Froch has always had something against Amir Khan. He's always had something against him. I don't know what. But it just seems to me some of the comments that he's made, and, you know, over the years, I remember when Amir Khan got knocked out to Brady's Prescott, Carl Froch said that it's probably over for Khan and he's not going to be able to come back from this. He obviously was very wrong. Then in an interview, I remember, I think it was, I can't remember who it was with, on YouTube, he mentioned Audley Harrison in the same breath as Amir Khan, saying that these are Olympic failures and these are guys that have, you know, are completely failed. Now, Audley Harrison I can understand, because Audley Harrison at the top level always... The thing is, Amir Khan was a unified champion. He was a unified champion. This man's saying that he's never... He literally said in the interview that, you know, these are guys that are failures. They've won Olympic medals, but they've done nothing in the pro... This is what Carl Froch said. You go back, he said they've not had a career. This is what Carl Froch said about Amir Khan, and that just didn't make sense, because Amir Khan was at that time a two-time and a former unified champion, and some of the names he had beaten, like Zab Judah, Madonna, guys of that level he had beaten at that time. For you to say that, yes, he just took a loss to Danny Garcia at the time, but for you to say that, he said something like, whenever Amir Khan steps up, he always gets beat. Now that's wrong, because Madonna was a step up, Zab Judah was a step up, Devon Alexander was a step up, and he beat all of those guys. So I always thought that Carl Froch was envious, whether he admits it or not. You have to say, with some of the comments that he's made throughout the years, that he's got a problem with Khan. I'll even go as far as saying, if there's anybody that Carl Froch hates in boxing more than George Groves, it's probably Amir Khan. It's probably Amir Khan, and he's not. And it wasn't like they were in the same weight division and they were ever gonna fight. But he had a problem with Amir Khan from day dot. If you go back and check some of the interviews and some of the things that he said about Khan, and even recently when he said Khan's back for the paycheck. And the problem is, Amir Khan's not just going to continue hearing what you're saying. He's going to respond back to you, and he's going to respond back in style as well. And he mentioned, I got more money than Froch. Why am I coming back from the paycheck? And Carl Froch didn't like those comments. He didn't like those comments. But you can't make comments about Khan and keep goading him and not expect him to say. It's like, Amir Khan's not scared of you. He's not going to not talk back. You know, if you keep talking rubbish about him, he's not going to come and just stay quiet about it. He's going to hit back at you, and that's what he did. And what people got to understand is that people know there's a problem there. So journalists are intentionally going to ask him, oh, Carl Froch said that you'd come back for a paycheck. They're going to intentionally ask you, you know, questions about it, because they know that these two have got some kind of problem. That's what journalists do. That's their job. Right? So I've never really understood it. I can come to the conclusion that maybe Carl Froch has been a bit of envious that Amir Khan's got such a big name. He's such a big star. He's got millions of followers, and he even mentioned in the thing that Amir Khan's probably going to be hated more, you know, by making the comments that he did about Kell Brook. Amir Khan's going to be more hated. Now the thing is, I think Amir Khan's loved a lot more than he's hated. I do think he's got his fair share of haters, but that's with anyone. If you're a big name, you're gonna have haters, right? There's many people that criticize the Prophets, right? Because they've got a massive following. When you're so big, you're gonna have a lot of haters, and that's what Amir Khan is. Amir Khan's a big name, so you're gonna have a lot of haters. Now, someone like Kell Brook isn't a big name. He's not big talk. When Amir Khan does something, you know, little, it gets made out to be something big, right? Because he's a big name. He has problem with his missus, it gets made massive because he's a big name. you know, there could be something going on in maybe someone else's life that's not as big. Nobody knows about it. But whenever it's Amir Khan, because he's a big name, it gets made out to be big. I don't understand. I've never understood Carl Froch and Amir Khan's beef, but there does seem, especially from Carl Froch's side, where he seems like he doesn't like Amir Khan, although he might not say it directly. It seems to me that there's some kind of problem. You know, there's some kind of problem. There's some kind of problem between those two. I think Amir Khan normally doesn't say anything about Carl Froch. It's Carl Froch that says something, and then Amir Khan will respond to what Carl Froch has to say. It's always kind of, I found it kind of weird, but I don't know. It's strange. Maybe if you guys know something, you can leave something in the comment section below. Maybe Amir Khan said something in the past about Carl Froch. But as far as I'm concerned, I don't think Amir Khan has. I think Carl Froch has always taken digs at Khan, and then Khan's always responded to it. It's just it's a bit of a weird scenario. But I will say that if the Khan Brook fight does happen, I'm not sure Khan's gonna want to have Carl Froch commentating on that fight. Because how can you trust a man that's always talked bad about you, right? And don't get me wrong, I don't want to say bad about him, because he has said some good things about him, but he has said some really bad things about Khan as well. He had said, you know, he's mentioned some, you know, like I just said, that he didn't think, in an interview, he said that he doesn't think Khan's had a career. He thought that, you know, whenever he steps up, he gets beat. This is all come out from Carl Froch's mouth. I'm not making this up. So, I don't know. I don't know, but I do think that Amir Khan may refuse Carl Froch commentating on that fight, because how can you could think that, you know, the public are influenced by commentators, and if Carl Froch has got an agenda in that fight, right, Amir Khan's not going to want him commentating on that fight. No way. No way. So I don't see Carl Froch commentating on that fight, because I think that Amir Khan could refuse him commentating. I do think he might not mind him analysing the fight after, but in terms of commentating, I don't think Khan's gonna wanna you know, Froch doing it. But leave your thoughts, guys. Let me know what you think about all this Amir Khan Carl Froch beef. What is it about? What do you think the beef is about? Leave your thoughts, guys, and guys, remember to please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys in the next video.